These are the materials that you'll be using. I cut my letters by measuring my pictures and my canvas to get the perfect size I needed. And this is the canvas that I'll be using. It's the 10 by 30 and I got it at Walmart, and it had a picture of the ocean, but I painted it in black since I couldn't find the perfect size for my 5 by 7 pictures. And I used black acrylic paint. Here are my letters already cut, and the last L looking is an exclamation mark. And then we are going to set up our pictures to see where we would like them to be. I left a 2.5-inch margin from the straight edge from the D, and then I scattered all the other pictures in between. I didn't measure exactly a space of distance in between each letter. Okay, we are going to be gluing them down with some Mod Podge. I started by doing it letter by letter, and I applied a generous amount because I didn't want the picture to be gluing uneven, because I noticed that the glue was drying really quickly on some areas. So just be really generous with it. You want to go far out with your Mod Podge because you don't want your next letter, when it's time to glue it down, that you get Mod Podge onto your previous picture. Here I'm measuring the side margin I told you guys about, and I know I mentioned to be generous with the Mod Podge, but also be quick because you can tell here that it dried out. And don't be afraid that it looks white, because once it dries, it will be clear. All you will see is the black color underneath. But also try to distribute it evenly, because if you don't, you'll get lumps, and once it dries out, it's gonna be, I don't know how to say the color. It's not white, but it's not clear. You get me? You know when you dry glue like on your hands and it turns that weird color? Yeah, that color. And here you can see that I am placing the letter A, and I didn't measure the space in between each letter. Like I said, the only thing I'm measuring is the bottom, just to make sure that it's like in a straight line. And if you have to move your letters around, just make sure you go back with the Mod Podge, because you'll be able to see the dried results, and it's gonna look uneven, if you know what I mean. They're gonna be like lines in between. And just continue on with the rest of your pictures. Like I said, go very close to the next picture so you don't get glue on your previous picture. Okay, after each letter, just use your ruler to guide you to make sure you're making a straight line and your pictures aren't going diagonally. And here you can see that I swirled my Mod Podge, and I later on regretted it because you were able to see that curved glue. So remember, go really closely, and if even just lift it up a little bit, the picture, so you can get underneath it. So yeah, I don't get this. And just continue on until you are done, and remember to use your ruler as a guide to make sure you're doing straight lines. Okay, here you will be seeing me put the last letter, the Y. Sadly, the exclamation mark did not come out, but it's basically the same thing as we did with the other ones. Okay, once you're all done, you're gonna let it dry out in the sun, and I let it dry out for about 10 minutes, and then I went over with Mod Podge again all over the canvas, including pictures. And you are going to get the sides too, not just the surface, because you will be able to tell, like, my acrylic paint was matte, so if I wouldn't have done that, the sides of the canvas would have been matte. So just make sure you get the sides and not just the surface. And again, thank you all for watching, and this is it. Until next time.